a normal bullet.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And for the sake of
1,
entertainment,
0.
Okay, first I'm gonna try to cross 2500, and then we'll see what we'll take it from there. Alright, so before I make my first move, let's make sure that people can actually hear me. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like it's working. So this is a regular bullet. I think I can pre-move e2 more or less. Still breaking off, huh? That's a pity. I wonder why. Okay, let's keep on playing. And this is regular bullet, so I can finally play as slow as I wish, without losing on time too quickly. You can play some moves that have a certain depth, not necessarily the positive kind of depth, but some. Apply some prophylaxis at last. Mating 3 moves. Queen f5, queen d7, queen f7. Okay. So let's try to play relatively slowly and apply what Daniel has taught me in the tutored by the very beast series. It's still breaking off, huh? queen g3 might just be the only move. This one allows me knight f4, intermediate move. Just want everything to be protected. Okay. So not gaining much points per game. Nobody high rated is participating. So I think for the sake of entertainment I activate the Maurice Ashley extension.
D4. And there are major problems. Although this move the engines don't like already.
I love it.
D6, and I appreciate the engine's first response, which is, no, is that the main line? Knight f6, right? It's the right move. Knight c3, d5. But I'm trying to wrap my mind around as a player, e5, e6, in the tank. Queen e7, but now another move typical of this position is queen e2, g6. Already explosive, knight c6. Now the computers go really nuts. Check. B6. Bishop E7. Check. Castle and queen side. What is that move? Rook E8. And now the move Queen E5. This knight moved to C6. Knight E7. Bishop to B5. And Bishop B7. Queen to G3. If I had to bet. And what's amazing about this position is check. Let's go. And this is. The game just started. E4, C5, knight F3. This knight moved to C6. So I think it's probably not enough to win the game. E5, D6, bishop to G5, A6, knight A3, B5, instantly. Wait a minute, what's going on? C3.
Bishop takes b5 and I'm already
And
lost.
he's still sitting on this moment
it.
in the game. Rook A7 played instantly. He is in his chair and he's calculating everything. Castled instantly.
Queen a4 was winning a piece.
Wait a minute, what's going on? He's got this one under control. Of course, a lot of game left to be played.
Now there's no knight f6 check anymore.
Castled instantly. F4, F5. Thank goodness he doesn't have that kind of level. And after king to h8, you just, of course your coach would be upset at you. Of course. No. Knight to b6, bishop a6. Rook f to e1, and look at this next move he would have had to find. The only move to maintain an advantage. Knight to d7.
Oh my god.
Bishop to d3 was played, and needs to find very accurate moves in order to stave off this attack. A4.
Okay.
Move a5 was the blunder. King h1.
I can't believe
I
some people are annoyed by this.
I mean, king g1, bishop on a7, rook to a1, and they played this line. They prepared the line against the Russians. Bishop e4, check. King g1, and that is. I will be providing commentary. E3, and this move d6, queen to g4, knight on c3, a3, c6, b4, queen c7, knight to d7. Automatically, I want to play the move g3, bishop going to g2. a5 was the move that the engines didn't like, castled instantly, and bishop on e7, c5. Bishop dropping back to e6. Now the move b5. Rook c8. b6. Big whoop. h5.
Big whoop.
I mean, some kind of a weird move. Knight to e8, bishop to e5, f6. I mean, bishop d4, and absolutely dramatic h4. Rook to c1, check. This is the exception that proves the rule. Knight at f5, queen c7, queen d7. So many attacking techniques. In this position, a body blow.
I blundered this. Even after I played it, I didn't notice
King
it was
h7
possible.
has been noted as an error by the engine. No one picked him to win this thing. This is the key. King h2, believe it or not, knight to e5. Knight back to f3. This is the key. Yeah. But that said, check, and there's really nothing to do right now. Knight f3, check again. The best move for white apparently is king.
Okay, this was very bad by me. I'm going to avoid being too sophisticated. I don't know why, I thought the queen on d7 was pinned, so that he cannot take it.
Hello everyone and welcome.
The queen.
Now d4, knight to f6, e4, e5, bishop c4, bishop on e7. Castle, unless there's some concrete threats on this side of the board, h3, and now the potential for, and after bishop b7, it's saying the position is dead equal. Guess what? g6, bishop to h6. It just looks ridiculous. Knight f3 to rook a d8 was played. Knight to g5, but d5, and guess who's hanging again? And something special. You don't see this setup every day. Rook to d4. I got no analysis. I just got comment on the orange juice. But I think probably, you know, Magnus is a superstar. He gets a lot of endorsements. And you drink the orange juice, and everybody wants to know the brand of orange juice, and you put it right there, just like Red Bull is Nakamura's drink of choice, and we know that he has a sponsorship with Red Bull. So maybe Magnus decided, you know, you got to pay me for me to be drinking your orange juice. No kind of pressure.
This is really bad.
What to do? And now the engines are saying huge advantage for white.
For white? Really?
This looks really bad, really fast. After rook to e1, check. So after that, f3, check. King f2, make.
Yeah. The lag is really
The
too much
game
for me.
just started. Now d4.
Not in the
this
games,
move,
but in the
c5.
stream.
The engine's first choice. d5. Knight f3.
I'm
now
legitimately
d4.
playing badly.
Be careful about bishop e3. f3. But a6. Bishop to f2. e6. g3 felt like, yeah. Castles. b6. Oh, b5 was played here. That happens. And then knight to b6, rook to b8. So in this situation, it is still much better for him according to the engine. Bishop to c5, b4, f4. When we're in the parks in Brooklyn, man, knight e7. And after bishop b7, it's saying the position is dead equal. Bishop to b6. And now look at this one. Rook to d6.
Oh my
this
God.
knight cannot help out on the f5 square at all.
can't
I don't
concentrate.
care about all those demonstrations of tactics. I still have the position under control. Rook d1.
And the piece up.
And look at this next move he would have had to find. The only move to maintain an advantage.
Still gonna win, but
Actually, the move rook d7, rook a,
I'm
this is
very
rook
annoyed
a6.
by
Of course,
blundering this
take
trick.
home the full point. Rook to b7. Check. King to h2. The computer has announced mate in 14. Bishop on e7. Check. King g1. The rook is about to come down to b2. b5. Okay, of course, after knight f3. Check. So the best move for white apparently is king back to e1. But it... King g6.
Yeah.
Knight A5. But still, this spectacular move. King D1, rook to E4, and now king to D2. Bishop G3, E5, Bishop F2 has been played 211 times. That king on E6, E4, F5. I put the point.
This was a little bit too much for me. Wow, I'm so tired.
Show begins. E4, the move G6 appeared on the board. F6, knight F3. Well, the bishop plans to go to C4, H4. Well, guess what? There's a move knight F7, H5, E5, bishop to E3, knight C6. I mean, this might be winning, and but check, check, and then the engine flips its opinion on what's actually happening. Move bishop E6, knight D5, check, knight F5. What is happening to me now? Black, check, and that is
checkmate. I'm still up rating despite blundering a piece by like once and blundering the game in another time. Actually managed to win after having blundered the piece. It's surprising.
The game just started. Automatically, I want to play the move G3, G6, bishop going to G2, then castles D3, and this move D6, B6, A4, and after bishop B7, it's saying the position is dead equal. A5, A6, so after that, bishop A3 right now doesn't really do anything. B5, it turns out knight E3 was not a great move. D5, okay, a true champion. Bishop E2. This move E4, dynamic play. Crazy stuff after rook to E1, queen F5, queen C1, cooking up some mystical nonsense. And you say, wait a minute, what's this about? But he's so good at it. He is absolutely the best chaotic defender in the world.
Elgar and Lucas.
Put a rook on D8, looking very tender. Queen E1, B4.
Very tender.
Rook to D1, very poor technique. I mean, in this position, and the move Queen C3, Queen D7, I don't care about your compensation. Pretty clear that this is over. Knight A5, Queen to G4. This gets a little nuts as well. Looking for H5, and but it doesn't stop this body blow. And simple positional idea. By the way, it's not even that simple. King F8, check. The correct move is supposed to be King G7. I mean, my instincts had something like Queen G5, but I'm just going to go with the computer. As he sees Knight D2, some show begins. E4, E5, nice E3 look good. So many attacking techniques. The move that the engine gives here is C6, H3, of course, bishop to H5, G4, amazing. Well, Queen D2, Knight F6, castling queenside, and that's what's happening in this game. Queen E7, there's some table base somewhere saying you're winning, you're drawing, whatever. Castle, right? Knight to D7. This game has exploded as we expected. Nice moves. Genius rook F7.
Wow.
This is pure excitement for us in this position here, and this move rook F8. There's nothing for you to do. Knight D5. I don't like trading queens, just personally. And I should point out, by the way, guys, a scintillating game, Knight A5. Some kind of a weird move. asking black, what is he doing? Doesn't look like much right now. Traditionally speaking, knight does not want to be on the b6 square, but quite strong here. The computer is giving black a 0.62 edge only. That is less than a pawn. Check. I gotta say, I agree with you guys. I like white. I mean, I just love the fact that white's play is so easy.
Me too.
H6, queen b3, check. And now very precise, king to e7. H5, they play this move g5. Supposed to play a5 and a6 mate. The game just started. G3 felt like, yeah. C5, bishop going to G2. D3, E4, B5. After rook to E1, B4. H4, H6. White just has to be, black just has to be a little bit careful. E5. So now the move castled instantly. So I think that this game is definitely leaning towards a draw. Bishop on F4. You know what? Found a crushing blow. But knight c4, putting his piece on a good square. We see here, calling him a wet noodle. That's my Brooklyn trash talking coming out. Knight d4, queen d1, simply f6. He's just got so much stuff. Knight f3, e5, bishop to e3, bishop on g4, c3. Clearly he sees something. Of course, bishop on c1. He's got that one covered. Knight d5, and after queen c2, rook f7. Knight h2. The position is opened up in a funny kind of way. H5, f3. But that's a big development, and suddenly move knight h5. And frankly, with that said, after this move, it's a huge edge for white. And now rook to b1, f4, and this knight sitting on g4. Rook to f6. And what's amazing about this position is now the move c4. Okay, king h1, check. King h2, madness. Why did he play this quiet move? He's going to have all the bullets in his gun, and guess who's going to be looking on back to old pastures. King to g7. It better have a nice resting place on that square, otherwise what is going to look foolish. Queen c5. And the game just started. This move e4, this move c5, the engine's first choice, h3, d5, bishop on f4, then castles, queen d2, rook to e8. But that said, knight h2, knight f5, but now, if you want to, and now bishop f3, rook a to e1, queen d6, bishop g4, it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. a6. The engines are saying only a smidgen better. Knight g4. It's clear. I don't think even
smidgen. I'm so.
And after king to h8,
so bad right now.
There is no perpet. There can be no perpet. Bam.
Oh my god.
Crazy. Queen e7, and it's going to be all she wrote.
Yeah, at queen e5. But still, I can't believe I missed queen h6. Wow. This is terrible. I have a ratio of like 5 or 6 wins per loss. And I'm still losing rating.
E4. No. Isn't that the main line? Knight f6, right? It's the right move. Let's play d4. And this move d6. Now the move c4. Knight b6. f4. Bishop f5. Gotta be kicking himself. And knight c3. e6. Castling queenside, of course. So that move is very specific defense. He had other moves too, but this one is really nice. It's very specific. Queen b3, and then knight to b6, queen c3. You're going nowhere as he sees knight d2, but bishop going to g2. That's not going to happen, folks. Bishop f3, it didn't really like. He's such a dynamic player, sacrificing at will. Queen d7, knight to e4, and now this current position. Guess what? c5. Maybe looking for a bit more. Knight d5. Dude.
That queen b3 check.
The thing about this position, when you look at it, it's not obvious how to pull that off. b4, rook a instead of rook a6. The rook is about to come down to b2. That's just ridiculous. And guess what? b5. So now the move, knight a5. c6, check. Blasting away in the middle. Bishop on f4. The engines are now saying that a move like knight to c4 would be a good move. Queen c2. Got to be kicking himself. Queen to c3. And it's going to be all she wrote.
Okay, tournament is finished. +2 rating points. Yay! In this rhythm, I'll reach my goal in 135 more streams. Which is nice. Not so bad. Not so bad. Do we have another one? Oh, I'm actually on the first place despite my terrible play. Wow. Yay! First place. I can't finish the stream in first place like this. Didn't feel like I've earned it, so let's try another hourly bullet arena. Probably it's the best idea if I were to join a daily or weekly bullet when it hits, so more players are likely to come and visit. Yeah, it's probably gonna be around 7 p.m. for me, so I'll consider doing it later on. Monthly Hyperbullet is tomorrow, so I'll definitely play if I can find the time. And elite bullet also, so I'll try to find the time for it. Monthly Hyperbullet starts, is a 3-hour long tournament, starts at 7 p.m. for me, November 3, so it's in a bit more than 30 hours, probably closer to 40. Yeah, around 40 hours from now. Okay, so I have to decide whether or not I want to play. Let's do it. I mean, I really wanted to have a chance to cross 2500 today, at least to have this certain milestone. Some people playing Hyperbullet. Those addicts. Ha! They can't tell the difference between like this nonsense and real chess, which is 1 minute per game. Oh, Shrek David is here. I guess he is aware of my stream also, because usually he would play bulletonchess.com, so he probably saw me streaming, and I'm searching for evidence. Can't find any. Okay, I guess we'll see sooner or later. Maybe I can just play against him some bullet games, 9, but his rating is 8, very low
7,
here
6,
compared to
5,
his chess.com bullet
4,
rating,
3,
as far
2,
as I remember. So
1, 0.
Hopefully we'll both cross 2500 and play a match sooner or later. Okay, let's play.
Now the move c4, knight f6. Castle, knight c3 look good. The move that the engine gives here is knight to c6, a4, d5. Okay, right? Oh, b5 was played here. Knight a5. Very good players. d4. This guy is so slippery. Knight d5.
That's me.
This move e4 now. Bishop on f4.
So slippery.
Knight b3 is given as the best move. The engines are saying
Interesting.
only a smidgen better.
Smidgen.
Right now, the most popular move, I'll call it. Okay, of course, after knight f3, now looking for c5. And now look at this one. That is one of the hallmarks of a great champion. e5,
Hallmarks.
c3, quite possibly would be strong.
Oh, I found some
That
really
is
nice moves.
that is the key attempt here. Bishop to e3, of course. Very, very sneaky attempts by white. Queen d2. Bishop d5. The more positional route.
Yeah, I think I'm lost.
It looks, for example, probably what he was calculating. And whatever you do, bishop to e3. I wonder how this works exactly. This is what this game is going to be about, guys. This is going to be blitz mode, quick play, and who can avoid the blunder as the pressure builds in this position. Check.
C1 check was weird.
King g2. All right. Bishop to g7, and then bishop to g5. Wow, trickery by the engine. The game's over, guys.
Yeah. Good game by my opponent. Who completely outplayed me.
The show begins. d4 was a nervous move and a greedy move. And this simply wins the game. Queen to a5.
Almost
check.
a four.
And queen to d8. Queen e4 is interesting. Knight to f6. Queen back to e3. g6. Knight c3. Now castling rook b8, and the engines are screaming for the move h4. Queen b6, really interesting. Yeah, I can play a move like g4. Bishop a6. Trying to survive this position, which it looks like he should not. e4, d6. When we're in the parks in Brooklyn, man. And now b4, c5, b3, h5. Bishop to f1, and black has some trouble because white seems to have compensation. The rook a8 instead of rook a6. Simply bishop d3. I think he breaks 2900, no problem. And now, in this position, the regular
Is he
move...
talking about me?
King e3.
My bullet?
Bishop a6, check again.
Aspirations.
f4, e5. This attack looks direct and overwhelming.
Direct.
And so that's not a great line. King e2. Check. Absolutely. I mean, now the move c4. King e2. King to e7. King d2. Yes, I was... Look at the clock. I will be providing commentary. Play e4. The move g6 appeared on the board. The players...
Why did he resign? What just happened? Wow. Interesting.
I
Suddenly
will
back
be
in the
providing
tournament.
commentary. e4. You're going nowhere. c5. Knight c3 look good. d4 was a nervous move and a greedy move. d6, d5, knight e5. I'm thinking, now that move really puts the point to black. a6, bishop to c4. Then castles, knight e7, knight e4, castled instantly. But now he's doing it for positional purposes. d6. check instantly. At any rate, check. There is no prepet. They can't.
Prepet. Why am I in the first place? David is still playing, huh? Ah, he didn't finish his last game. He's close to 2500.
B3, C5, bishop E2. This knight moved to C6. Knight F3, E5, D4, right? E4, D5, C4. No. Isn't that the main line? Knight F6, right? It's the right move. There's a bomb landed on the chessboard. Knight C3, bishop B4, bishop to C4, right? I mean, my instincts had something like queen G5, but I'm just going to go with the computer. Black is all over white here. A3. Believe in his position, but still, rook F1. Well, maybe I'll demonstrate on the queen side. Get back over here, E3. And what's amazing about this position is how can you make progress in this position? It's going to be merciless checks. Castle. I don't care about all those demonstrations of tactics. I still have the position under control. And so love it. I think it's fantastic. And now look at this one. Playing the move queen E4, F4. That's a mate threat. H4. Looking for H5. It's analyzing everything as opposed to a table base. Wow. And the engines are giving those moves. B6. The computer is giving black a 0.62 edge only. That is less than a pawn. No surprise. And the game did continue.
Oh my god, no.
Crazy stuff.
Wow.
These players combine engine analysis with their own
was.
personal assessment of a situation. It's going to be merciless checks. The queen's on F3.
No.
That's the thing about chess. It doesn't matter if your opponent doesn't see a move. If you see it, you're obligated not to play some move hoping that the other guy doesn't see it. That doesn't work in chess.
I'm not playing very well, aren't I? Whew.
I will be providing commentary. D4, D5, knight F3. Take a look. E4, knight to F6, knight on C3, E6, bishop E2 is possible. Breaking open the game right away, bishop B4, right? So we have castles on the board. And, I mean, look at this. Dead even. They're going to find some repetition at some point. Queen B3, B6. How did that happen? After rook to E1. And bishop G5 puts the finger on that mistake. Now castles and H3. Bishop sitting on F5. You suffer as opposed to just get destroyed. In this position, now the move G4 check. And after king to H8. Bishop to F1. Rook E8. A body blow. Queen D2. But Queen D7 check. The move rook to E1. Knight E4. Queen C1. It looks very strong. Bishop going to G2. And he's seeing something right now that he's not happy with. A3. A tricky position. Queen D1 simply H6. Black has a plus 50.61 advantage. It's virtually about to, in a couple of moves, calculate this position to mate. Knight F5 and all in.
Mm-hmm.
Queen to E2. Wait a minute. Is this right? Check, check. And after king to H8, queen G6, check. And after king to H8, D6. And now king H7 is on the board.
Oh my god, they allowed queen
G5, check. We see here, B5, something like that could happen. King E2. And now B4, B3. And H5 is the only break. The spiciest move in the position. A6.
Wow. This is a study-like
Knight
position.
C4, putting his piece on a good square. A5 was the move that the engines didn't like. The clock, guys.
A3, bishop E4. Wow. Would you look at that? I actually trapped his king and brought him into Zugzwang. This is probably a good position to stop my adventure for tonight, but I won't. I'll finish the tournament. I still have theoretical chances for first place. I have to try to win.
I will be providing commentary. Now C4. G6. Automatically, I want to play the move G3. Knight C3, D6. Castles is the normal attempt here. Bishop to F5. The move H3 was played. Now, that's not natural. King H2, believe it or not, D3 and Rook B8, E4. Bad bishop on D7, A4 for the direction, the momentum of the game. He looks like he's in control completely. Knight D5. Something, some little thing, so that he can maybe put the pressure on enough and hopefully his opponent cracks. Rook to B1, Rook to E8, B3, B6. If I may just show specifically, bishop on F4, Queen C7, D4. And suddenly the move Knight H5. The thing about this position, when you look at it, it's not obvious how to pull that off. Of course, and he missed, of course, in this position, he missed the idea. Queen C5. A tactic we all learn as beginners. And check. And I should point out, by the way, guys, Queen then went to F3. You want to make sure they suffer as much as possible. Queen C5, bang. Rook D1. It's not going anywhere. F5 tactically is sound. It's all about brute chess right now. The beginners say, hey, I told you this strategy worked. Well, guess what? There's a move Knight F7. Check. After bishop to E6, D7. Put a rook on D8, and that was clear. Check. King F8, knight on C6. Bishop F6 is pretty much forced. And what's amazing about this position is, and so, okay, bishop to B5. Great slash and burn style. Check. King G2. All right. Well, G5, as principled as it is, man, you're going to walk into the lion's mouth. Now simply, it's going to be merciless checks. Well, check. King E7. The position has opened up in a funny kind of way. H5 is the only break. B4, king's on E5. Supposed to play A5. How does a player drop this many rating points with a king on G3? King F6. I mean, Rook F7 is his beautiful find. King G6, Rook F8. King G5 really did look quite strong. And now very precise. King to E7. Rook G7, check. Rook G6, yeah. King's on E5. C5, C6. Time is a factor.
I can't believe I actually managed to draw that after being like...
Hello everyone and welcome.
Multiple pieces down.
E4, knight to F6, knight on C3. Never seen a position like this. It's so chaotic. D4, you don't want to do that. G6, knight F3. That bishop on G4 is such an anemic piece. Also, bishop E3, E6. And after the move H3, which was played, my real job is to make sure that the computer variations
Dimitri.
are keeping you guys
Dimitri.
Honest and correct. And
Don't
insisting.
believe in this move.
Bishop to H4, bishop on H4, bishop H4, one move,
No,
letting his opponent's time pressure affect his play. And this simply wins the game, accelerating the complications in the game. Well, now this is the exception that proves the rule. And F5, you get F5. Is there some refutation? And Queen on C7, and the engine's giving Queen C7. And of course, and now B4, no way, something, some little thing, so that he can maybe put the pressure on enough, and hopefully his opponent cracks. Knight G5, knight to G5, knight back to F3. The engines are giving white a clear edge. So after that, and H5, clear advantage. I mean, my instincts had something like Queen G5, but I'm just going to go with the computer. And just in the nick of time, but an enterprising style. Engines are thinking that this last move was horrific. It's just he has a great position to be sure, but it's bad when you have a bad position. Pure sharpening of the game. The Engines are saying very bad one, and that white is still crushing. Rook A instead of Rook A6. Rook A instead of Rook A6. Now the move check C4. Rook to D2. Rook on B8. Are you kidding? Rook to B8. Slow down. Rook to E8. By the way, and Rook C8. The Engines actually give the move Rook to D8, and the game continues. Queen to G3. King D2. Yes. To F4. But yeah, the Engines give King D2. Just a bomb landed on the chessboard. And now this current position, so it's over. And I guess it's time to go home to get some turkey and potentially make a mistake.
I'll try to change.
Unreal! We should point out that this particular board does not have any table bases. No, this is the position I was talking about.
Refresh. Go back to tournament. Okay. I think now Dimitri should work. Actually, Shrek David lost one game. Nice. It gives me more chances. He lost so many rating points as a result. Much like me.
And I am Dmitry Komarov, Grandmaster. D5. Yes. G6. Queen F3. E6. 92. H4. H5. G4. He decides. Why not E5? And yes. So, yes. What else? Knight C6. Trying to cut also. C3, of course. Need to make Rook E8. What else? H5. Yes. Bishop E6. Bishop B3. Didn't see mate immediately. With idea Queen F6. He will put bishop on E3. Yes, so, yes, Queen F5. Maybe King D2. Nice game for black. Black should be not worse at least. Yes, King F7 most probably. Very also some decision. Yes. Check. King E7. Check. Most probably King D6. Oh, Rook H6. Queen G2. Nice. Yes. Mate. Now game start. E4. And play for example C5. Short castle, yes. Knight going on C6, yes. Bishop D7. F3. What about E5 move? Yes. Maybe not the best move. Check, yes. C3. Bishop C5. Start to play sharp. So, yes. Okay, give check. King H1. We'll put bishop on E3. Maybe short. Bishop G5, H6. King H7. Bishop H4. Yes. Maybe Rook C6. Maybe Knight E2. Queen C4, yes. Interesting game also. Rook C8, maybe.
Trapped his queen? Really? Wow.
Yes. What to play? How to stop his idea?
Oh, no,
yes. Knight E3. Maybe he's right, I don't know. By rules he can make like this, yes? Okay. Rook A3. Rook C1. Rook E1. Yes. Yes. Commentator Dmitry Komarov, Grandmaster also. There is also move A5. Need to play tempo move. Bishop D2. A3. Some move. King E3 enough. Bishop C3. Okay. Yes. Queen C1. King E5. Queen D3 not working. Some check by E5. Not sure also. And I am Dmitry Komarov, Grandmaster. B3, E3, D4, Bishop E7. Pawn on C5, of course, but Knight C6, okay. Rook C1, Rook C8 he played. Yes. Rook E1, Bishop F6. Yes. But what to play? Queen D6. Interesting. Why not D5? Rook C2. Bishop F6. Looks it's analyzed. Yes. Yes. H3. H5 looks strange. Rook B7. Bishop D4. A4, believe, yes. Rook C2. Rook B8. Gave check. King H7. Now F5, yes. Rook D7. Bishop C5. Rook C7. Rook D7. Check. King G2. What's this? He's like...
Not that far. One game away from the first place. Just need to beat the leaders. Actually, the first
Time
place
Dmitry Komarov, again I am back to comments. G6. Okay, C4, yes. D5. What now? Knight C3 is not... Bishop G7. E3. Yes. Yes, yes. Knight C6. Bishop B5 he prepared. Why not? Rook C8. Rook C5. Castle. King E2. Rook FD8. Yes. E5. What to play? Rook B8. I don't believe he can play B3. Rook B7. Rook C7. Rook C2. What to play? I want to give mate. F5. G3. F4 mate. Rook D3. Check. King G2. Rook E4. Rook C8. Check. Yes. Resign.
I'm gonna gain rating if I keep up like this. Wow, he lost again, Shrek David. We both lost twice.
So please join us, okay? E4. E5. Knight F3. Yes, make some threats. Knight F6. Castle. Castle. D4. Move bishop on B6. Yes. Rook E1 back. So better chances. D6. H3. Made luft for his king. Knight F3. Bishop D7. Rook E7. No, believe. A5. A3. C6. Bishop B2. Knight C4. Look, white can defend. Yes. 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 C4. Knight F4. Hopeless position. C5. White can make draw. Rook D8. Yes. Queen C1. Knight D3 also. By the way, alcoholic drink is not allowed in public place. Queen C6. Queen C3. Knight D7. Black lost. Check. Yes, yes. Queen D2. Queen B6. Queen A1. Need to make Rook A8 to create some threat against Black King. Knight F3. Maybe Knight E5.
What have I done?
He wants to play Queen G7. Knight F3. Check. King H2. Now Bishop. Rook E3.
Oh my goodness, this was terrible.
Now game start. E4. G6. Knight F3. Bishop G7. C5. D3. C3. What else? Castle should play faster. Bishop g5, yes, why not? Yes. Bishop b3, b6, yes. Bishop b7, yes. Bishop b3, king h8, only move. Maybe now f5. What else? Bishop g5, yes. Rook e1. Pawn up on h6, but yes. But queen d6 also a little bit slow. d4, c4 maybe. Queen d2, maybe b5 should play. Knight g3, a6, a3. Bishop c8 looks no sense. Maybe bishop g4. Yes. Rook a e1 maybe. Queen d7, yes. Thinking now. Yes, what else? Knight h4. I am analyzing without computer, so please, yes, excuse me if I may. Now rook e6 not working. Now just easy. What about queen e7? Queen h5, rook e2. Very optimistic. Or maybe bishop b1. Rook e1, play queen g6. Yes. Queen h5. Queen f5. Okay, trying to find move. Rook e1. Bishop g7. Yes. a5. Queen c8. Give him check. What now? Some Carlsen style. King h7. No, he will not play. Check, and this checkmate.
Okay, second place with minus 1 point. Third place, actually. Not too bad, not too bad. I guess I didn't finish this last game on time, but still. I think it's good enough for now. The highlight of the stream was probably when I had this endgame with 3 pawns down and I somehow managed to create Zugzwang with the black knight on a5. Please put a timestamp of it in the comments so that people can see it. And well, thanks for the advice, Abe, about preferring me not to put this commentary in the background, but as I explained in the past, it's not about having the highest quality of content for you personally, Abe. It's about me having fun in a way that's hopefully inspiring at least one person out there. And because I couldn't find players who are higher rated than me, at least more than one per tournament, then I decided that my source of entertainment wouldn't be the challenge as much as it would be the commentary. So hope this makes it acceptable for you, and hopefully in the future I'll be less tired, won't have the same issues with the actual stream, and be able to play high rated opponents. And not too long from now, actually in a bit less than 40 hours, there's going to be the monthly Hyperbullet tournament, which will last like 3 hours. So I'm hoping to come in good shape and maybe even cross 2700 if I manage to somehow play decently for a consistent amount of time. So without further ado, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and hope you learned something from this, or at least enjoyed watching it. And if you want to learn some more, then keep watching the next videos.